Hi, welcome to Open Door Yoga. My name is Michelle, and this chair yoga practice is designed to open up the side bodies to help us breathe a little bit deeper. Now, one of the things that happens whether our job requires us to sit for longer periods of time or just naturally as we age, we tend to start reining everything in, and our movement becomes very front and back. We lose that side-to-side flexibility and strength that helps us keep our balance and do all the things that we love to do. So today we're going to practice lengthening, stretching into those side bodies, and not only these obliques or outer abdominal muscles, but we're also going to get into the intercostal muscles that connect the ribs so that you can really breathe deep on your inhales, fill up your full rib space, and feel your best. The only prop you're going to need today is a chair. And when you grab that chair, make sure you have 4 legs that can ground stably into the earth. That being said, take a minute, get set up, then let's get started. We're going to get started seated towards the front edge of our chair. So scoot forward just enough so that your back is away from the backrest. You can ground down into both of your feet. Ankles in line with your knees, knees in line with your hips. Roll those shoulders back, stacking your shoulders over your hips, ears over your shoulders. If you notice that your chin is jutting up slightly, just tuck it in so that the crown of your head can start to reach up towards the sky. Shoulders sink down away from your ears. Feel grounded through both sitting bones evenly. So if you want to take an extra shuffle here or any movement to get you feeling just a smidge more comfy, feel free to do so. We're going to bring our awareness to our breath, but before we do that, I invite you to grab your left lower rib cage with your right hand and your right lower rib cage with your left, almost like you're giving yourself a hug. And as you inhale, imagine pressing the outside of your rib cages into your hands. So if you are someone that tends to breathe up in your chest, this may be a little bit challenging. It's going to require that you send your inhale all the way down into those low ribs, maybe even into your abdominal. You can breathe maybe a little bit slower, a little bit longer, deepening your inhales and exhaling your breath completely. By releasing everything on your exhale, you're making the most space for new breath. And that new breath is carrying new energy to help support your body. Let's just take one more inhale. And exhale as you release your breath, release your hands back to the comfortable position on your thighs. We're going to start our movement today with some belly circles. And so imagine right where your hands were on your waist, that you're going to send that belly button, that waist out to the left, and then move it forward, and then back to the right. Start small. Shoulders are staying relatively stacked over the hips, so the movement's coming from the belly. And then as the circles get bigger, maybe your shoulders get more involved, rounding as you send that belly back, and then opening your heart space, rolling your shoulder blades back as you move forwards. Allow those circles to get bigger and bigger still. Keep that connection with your breath. And as your circles get to the biggest point that they can, we're going to change directions, keeping the circles big. Don't forget that you can open up through your heart space, round through your back body, get those shoulders involved. And then we'll slowly make those circles a little bit smaller and a little bit smaller, until eventually we'll make our way to stillness, but take your time. It's no rush. As you find your way back to stillness, maybe you close down your gaze for a moment or lower it to the earth. Reconnect with the breath if you've lost it. It's going to be really important today. Blink open your gaze or raise it back up to neutral. Then we'll release our right hand. You can grasp your chair or release your fingertips down to the earth. Inhale, send that left arm up and overhead, lifting up and over your left waist. Gaze can be neutral, or you could gaze upwards towards the sky. If you're noticing any rounding into those shoulders, no worries. Just pull that left shoulder blade back so it's stacked on your back body. Inhale, rise. And exhale, release that left hand. We're going to take it to the other side. Inhale, send those fingertips up and overhead, or just go into that sweeping motion, lifting up and off the waist. If you're noticing that you're maybe leaning onto that left hip, reground your right sitting bone. Gaze can be up or neutral. Breathe into your right rib cage. Inhale, rise on up, and exhale, release. We're going to turn to face the right side of the room. And so allow your chair to support your right hamstring, the back of your right upper leg. And from here, allow your left knee to drop down towards the earth. So that's going to take stepping your left foot back just a bit. If it feels good, you can take a deeper hip flexor stretch here just for a moment. If it feels good to open up through that left hip space. Maybe find a little lift through your hamstring. If you've taken that option, we'll return back to this 90-degree bend in our left knee. Right hand can grasp your chair wherever it feels most comfortable. And then on your next breath in, send your left fingertips up, reach them up towards the sky. And exhale, fold over to the right. So again, a nice side body stretch through your left torso. Breathe into your left rib cage. See how full you can make your breath. Inhale, rise back up. Exhale, release. Slowly make your way to face the left side of the room. We're going to take that whole thing on the left side. So the chair supports the back of your left upper thigh, upper leg. Right knee drops down towards the earth. You can stay here or take an extra hip flexor stretch by stepping that right foot back a little further. Maybe inviting a little lift in that hamstring. You can imagine there's a string that's attached to the center of the muscle belly and someone's pulling it up from the ceiling. Sometimes that's a good visual for me. Your next breath out, return to this 90-degree bend. We'll all meet here. Inhale, right fingertips up towards the sky. And exhale, bend to the left. Right shoulder blades still flat on your back body. Gaze can be neutral or up. Breathe into the right side body. Inhale, rise. Exhale, release. Make your way back to center. From here, we're going to shift our body just a little bit to the right so that we can keep this nice bend in our left knee, but extend our right leg long. So depending on the width of your chair, you may have to shift more or less. From here, right toes point towards the front of the room. Find a tall spine, reach the crown of your head up towards the sky. Shoulders down away from your ears, almost like your shoulder blades are sliding down your back body. Inhale, send your left fingertips up. And exhale, hinge to the right. Allow your right hand to slowly and lightly slide down on the outside of your right leg. Gaze can lift. Bring that awareness back to your breath. Inhale, rise on up. Exhale, release. We're going to take a little bit of a counter stretch here. So inhale, send those right fingertips up towards the sky. Maybe open up through that right side chest, reaching towards that back corner of the room. You could even change your foot position, pointing through that front toe. Just bringing a straight line of extension from your right fingertips down through your right toe. On your next exhale, release this entire posture. Come back to center and take a moment. Feel any changes in your body. Maybe feel any differences between one side and the other. And let's take it to the other side. Find that position on your chair that's going to feel comfortable and allow you to extend your left leg out to the side, sole of your foot on the earth, toes point towards the front of the room. Tall spine, maybe even press into your chair to help you find a little bit of lift. On your next breath in, send your right fingertips up, reach towards the ceiling, and exhale, fold to the left. And these folds, you may feel them a little bit more intensely towards your lower side body. And if that's the case, send your breath to your lower belly. Gaze can lift or be neutral. Inhale, rise. Exhale, release. Again, I invite you to take that counter stretch if it feels good. Inhale, sweep that left arm up and overhead. Maybe adjust that left foot pointing through your toes. One more full inhale. Exhale, release. Come back to center. We're going to stop today's, or end today's practice rather, where we started. Bring your right hand to your left low ribs, left hand to your right low ribs. Give yourself a hug. And breathe into those hands. Take a minute and notice if maybe this feels a little bit easier than it did at the start. Maybe make a little mental reminder of what this full breath feels like. And I invite you to carry that with you throughout your day. It's easy as the day goes on, as we age, as we experience stress, anything that kind of encourages us to separate our breath from our body, to lose that connection. So it's great to help bring it back. One more full breath in. Exhale, release your breath completely. Release your hands back to your comfortable spot. Thanks for sharing this practice with me today. Namaste.